We've got some new Vortex accessories not too long ago. Let's take a look at all the Vortex accessories. Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So we got a new Mega Capsule that's been added not too long ago. And the new rewards with those Mega Capsules is the Powerset Vortex accessory. I already made a video about the Mega Capsule. I'll post a link to that video in the description down below. A lot of people seem to be on the fence when it comes to those accessories. So let's take a look at what all the accessories look like. When I first saw this accessory, the first thing that came to mind is that it would look great to sort of recreate the effect of the Atom when he uses his powers. Now maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Now obviously this wasn't made for the Atom, at least I don't think it was, but I couldn't help but think that it looks really nice on our Atom friend. But now let's take a look at all the accessories. So let us start with the Arctic Vortex. So here we do have the Arctic Vortex accessory. And yeah, it sadly looks like giant tadpoles, our friend Shadow Lady would say. I have to admit, I wasn't too crazy when I first saw those accessories. But then when I saw the Green Lantern accessory with the Green Lantern material and the Green Lantern aura, I couldn't help but think that it actually did look better than I thought. So I thought, let's give it a try. Let's try all those accessories with here you can see with the Arctic material and the Arctic aura. It doesn't work too badly together, but it doesn't look like it really belongs together. Like the texture of the accessory, nothing like the texture of the material. Now let us push that one step further and let's try it out with the Arctic skin as well. So you can see the texture of the skin, the texture of the accessory, and the texture of the materials, completely different textures every time. So sadly at every turn, when they do give us some power set, either accessory or skins or materials, they give us something that doesn't look the same at all. I thought it might look a bit better with the chromo material. Not really. They probably should have made snowballs instead that turns around your character, instead of making some sort of tadpoles. Oh well, too bad, so sad. And next we have the Enigmatic Vortex. This one looks a bit better, at least it doesn't look like tadpoles. And there's this nice effect around the head that kind of suggests some sort of mental power with our character. And here we combine it with the Enigmatic material, the Enigmatic aura, and the Enigmatic skin. It works a bit better than the Arctic one, although again you can see the skin looks nothing like the rest of the power set. Oh well. It looks a bit better I guess with the chroma material, and it does give some nice, some better contrast. And next we have the Furious Vortex. So this here would be the accessory for the evil Red Lanterns. So we have this swirly thingy around the character, but there's also some visual effects added to it. This is pretty much, I guess, the best power set. The material, the skin, kind of sort of matches together. The aura is pretty cool as well. And you can see also the swirling thingy. So if you do combine all the Furious power stuff together, this is what we end up with. And here if you use the chroma material, again, it does give us a bit more contrast. So you might prefer this to using the actual Furious material. The choice is yours. Although right now we can get the power materials in the Mega Capsule, but we cannot get the chroma materials. So you may have to settle with the power materials as opposed to the chroma materials. And next we have the Glorious Vortex. Doesn't look too bad. So here you can see everything put together. Obviously I don't put the material in the mask. If I do that, we lose the eyes of the character. And here we can get a quick look with the chroma material. Next we have the green glowing Vortex material. Now I did not think much of those accessories until I saw this material. If you saw my previous video, you saw that I did get this accessory on my Green Lantern character. And I have to admit it did look really good on that character. So here you can see it with the rest of the power set. Again, you can see that the skin looks nothing like the rest of the power set, which is a bit sad. When people were asking for skins based on the power sets, they wanted something that looked like the power set materials, so that it would match together. But sadly, the devs, we often mention that the devs are like the monkey's paw. Even when they give you what you're asking for, they still end up not giving you what you want. It's sad, but that's how it is. And sadly, it seems to be like that with all the devs. It was like that with the old devs, and it seems to still be the same with the new devs. And I liked it enough that I even got it on my Green Lantern character on PlayStation. In my previous video, you saw it on my Green Lantern character on PC. The one drawback though, if you do use the accessory, you're not going to be able to use the Green Lantern accessory or with the Green Lantern power battery. So you will have to make a choice. Sadly, at this time, we can only use one accessory per character, so you will not be able to use the power battery or the Green Lantern accessory. It's sad, but that's how it is. And next, we have the Mechanized Vortex. This one looks good. It looks very different from the other ones. Again, here we have an example where the colors don't even match for one Powerset to the other. Like the skin looks nothing like the material. And here we can see how it looks like with the chromo material. And next we have the Mystical Vortex. And here they've added some sort of visual effects that kind of sort of looks like some sort of mystical symbols. So I expect we'll see quite a few Dr. Fate or Constantine using this accessories. Or Doctor Strange for that matter. And here you can see the accessory with all the stuff, material, skin, aura, and all that good stuff. And here you can see it with the chromo material. And then next we have the Nuclear Vortex. I have to admit this one is quite different than the rest. And I was wondering at first why it was they made it like so big. And you can see they made it a bit bigger than the rest. And I'm wondering if it is because of the nuclear aura. Like when you activate your nuclear powers, it does activate some sort of aura around your character. So I'm wondering if they made this accessory so big so that when you do activate the aura, it doesn't interfere with the accessory. And speaking of nuclear, so here we can see it with the nuclear material, nuclear skin, nuclear aura, and more. And here you can see it with the chromo material. I shouldn't do it, but so here you can see it costs 350 replay badges to unlock it on your alternate characters. I shouldn't do it, but let's do it. So here you can see it with the nuclear aura and the nuclear accessory. So when you do activate your combos, it activates the Quark Glue-On aura. And let us trigger our other aura. So we kind of lose the accessory a little bit. Oh, and it's gone. And yes, I much prefer the Hellfire aura than the nuclear aura. Oh, I did a boo-boo. Let's try that again. So you can see the Hellfire aura is gone, replaced with the Glue-On aura. It always sounded a bit weird to me, Glue-On aura, but there we go. And next we have the Scorching Vortex aura. It doesn't look too bad with an Adam character, except for the smoke effects. There's no reason why our friend the Adam would be smoking like that. Oh well. So again here we can see it with all the Scorching stuff. Although again, it looks more like nuclear than Scorching to me. Like for Scorching, I would have made it some sort of fire effects or something like that. Like some tiny fireballs maybe flying around our character. Oh well, too bad, so sad. This is what we got. And here we see it with the Scorching Chroma. Dang, the Scorching Chroma looks nothing like the Scorching material. And next we have the Sinister Vortex. So obviously, we saw this one before already. But now we can see it with all the Sinister bar stuff. Although the Sinister material isn't bad, what you really want is the Sinister Chroma material to be able to create an official Yellow Lantern character in this Universe Online. And people asked which one was my favorite accessory of the bunch. I would have to say this one. I really like the Green Lantern one, but of course, this one I think I like it a tiny bit better. And of course, I had to get it for my evil Yellow Lantern. I had no choice. One of the good things about this being my favorite accessory is that sadly it's usually amongst the cheapest of the bunch. Sadly, there's not a lot of villains in this Universal line. There's a lot more heroes, a lot less villains. And even amongst those villains, there's only a tiny fraction of those villains that actually create Yellow Lantern characters. So whenever there are Sinister materials, Sinister Powerset, Sinister kind of stuff, sadly, these are pretty much less popular because there's less people using it. So I was able to get this accessory for this character for pretty cheap on the broker. So next we have the Sparking Vortex. Dang, they made it fast. And here we have all the Sparky power stuff. Again, you can see the skin looks nothing like the material. Nothing at all. Oh, Evil T-Sphere, get away from me. And here you can get a quick glimpse with the Sparking Chroma. Next we have the Surging Vortex. Sadly another example of something that kind of looks like tadpoles. If they were trying to create some sort of water effects, not really. And here you can see all the surging stuff. And you can see the surging aura kind of interferes with the tadpoles a little bit. So it does glitch at least a little bit. And here you can see it with the surging chroma. So next we have the Temporal Vortex. It is a pretty weird accessory. It's like you have some sort of weird ghost fishes flying around your character. So here we can see the accessory with the rest of the temporal stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure why the accessory is white when pretty much everything in that is temporal is some sort of blue shade. But it does give it some contrast with the rest of the temporal stuff. Otherwise, we would kind of lose it in the temporal stuff. And here you can see it with the temporal chroma material. So again, it does look a bit funky, but maybe some people will like it. And next we have the Terrestrial Vortex. I've said it before, but I guess I'll say it again. It makes me feel like the dirty kid in Charlie Brown. Like the dirty kid that has this cloud of dust following him around. That's exactly the feeling I get when I use this accessory. And here you can see all the terrestrial stuff together. Yeah, the skin, the texture of the skin looks nothing like the texture of the material. Oh well, what can you do? Looks more like some sort of a metallic skin. And here we can see the chroma material looks very different from the terrestrial material. And again, the skin not even close to matching with the material at all. And next we have the Watchful Vortex. The last time I showed the Watchful Vortex, it was broken. Broken, I says. Let's see if they were able to fix it. Nah, still broken. Unless somehow this is intended, which I don't see why it would be. As you can see, sadly, obviously, the accessory is broken. It is funny, going to my style menu to equip the materials. It kind of sort of fixed the accessory almost for half a quarter of a second. Anyways, so here you can see it with all the rest of the Watchful styles. Again, you can see the texture of the skin, nothing at all like the material. And here we have the chroma material. And next we have the Wicked Vortex. Again, it is some weird accessory, like some weird purple fishes floating around your character. But since it is purple, our friend Shadow Lady loves it very, very much. And here you can see how it matches with the rest of the Wicked stuff. It doesn't seem to glitch with the aura, so that's good, I guess. So lots of purple. That will make our friend Shadow Lady very happy. And here we can see it with the chroma material. And next we have the Wild Vortex. Usually when we get a wild material, wild accessory or stuff like that, it's not very popular. But this one seems to be a bit more popular. I guess maybe the wild aura is a bit too subtle, so this one we can see it a bit better. Or maybe there's a whole bunch of new Swamp Thing character that people created, or a whole bunch of new Poison Ivy characters that people created. I guess we'll never know. And here you can see all the wild things combined together. Nah, I'm not going to sing wild things. And here we have the chroma material. So this was all the Vortex accessories, and you can see what they look like with the materials, with the aura, and all that good stuff. Now, as I record this, you have a bit more than 1 week to be able to purchase the Mega Capsule from the marketplace, or to be able to get it as a random drop in the game. After that, you will still be able to get the accessories, but you will have to use the broker. At some point, you could get some of those accessories for about 3 million, some even a bit less than 3 million, but I guess the price did go back up a little bit. I guess I have to give my usual broker warning. Prices on the broker changes all the time. So these are the prices on the broker right now. Tomorrow, next week, next month, and later tonight, the prices could be different. So there we go, guys. So in about 1 week, the Mega Capsule will be gone from the marketplace. So if you do want to purchase some Mega Capsules, the time is now.